I'm generally good at defense, but I've been making a lot of errors this season. Now, my goal is to win the Triple Crown by leading the league in wins, ERA, and strikeouts, so having the worst defensive game of my career is not going to help me achieve that goal. So if I want to stay in the lead of all those categories, I'm going to have to overcome my bad defense, a blister on my throwing hand, and facing a lineup full of former big leaguers for the second time. Let's break it all down. So for this game, I had a brand new catcher, and here we're just talking about getting on the same page, what my plan is going to be, how I like to sequence the hitters, stuff like that.
Before 2 strikes, just set up right in the middle. Just get ahead, and then with 2 strikes, we can go corners.
Generally, when you have a new catcher, the rhythm in the first couple innings is going to be off, and the tempo and the pitch calling and stuff like that, as we try to get on the same page. Because no matter how much you talk before the game, when you get into the game, it's just a lot different.
Last game against them, a lot of off-speed for strikeout. Their hitters are probably going to be looking off-speed, 2 strike. We'll start off with the normal, but if we see... Just middle. Yeah. Pointer finger hurts a little bit on the cutter, but here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go, low. If I just stare at you, change location. If I shake, change pitch.
Okay.
All right, strike 1. Looking for them to be aggressive, not want to get to 2 strikes. And with 2 strikes, they're looking off speed. That's what I got. Here we go.
Now, the reason I thought that is because the first game I faced them, they were very patient early in the count, and they chased a lot of off-speed stuff out of the zone late in the count. So I figured they were going to flip those 2 things, try to be aggressive early, and not chase late.
All right, Trevor, get the ball in the zone. Just get it down.
Yeah, starting off 2-0 to the leadoff hitter is just not how I wanted to start.
There we go. Just do that again. Conyo. All right, challenge fastball.
So 3-1 to the leadoff hitter. He doesn't have a lot of power. I just need to throw this ball right in the middle and force him to hit it. I have a chance of getting a strike to go to 3-2. I have a chance that he hits it at someone. So I need to play those odds because I don't want to walk the leadoff hitter. That spells disaster.
Now we'll go down away.
So after I got the swing on the 3-1 fastball at the top of the zone, I figured I could go down and away with a fastball for a freeze. And the reason I thought that is because every pitch that I've thrown has been up in this at-bat, except for the cutter that started down and away and was a ball. So if I start a fastball down and away, it might look like the cutter, he probably takes it, and it's going to be a strike, and I might get a strikeout here. So that's why I chose to go down and away. So here you can see I'm shaking off a lot, and that's because I want four-seam fastball down and away, but my catcher and I aren't on the same page yet because this is the first hitter we've ever faced together. So that's what I was talking about with the rhythm early in the game.
I just want four-seam fastball down away. That's what I want. Get it down and away. Down away.
Now you can see on those last two foul balls that my catcher sets up down and in. I want the ball down and away, but we aren't calling location right now. We're just calling pitch. So this is a little bit tricky. I don't know how to tell him to move away instead of in without calling time and calling him out to the mound. So this is something that we're going to have to talk about in between innings.
Yep. Away? What, down or away? That's incredible. That is such a bad call. That's clearly in the fucking strike zone. Yumi, that's fucking ridiculous.
Okay, so yeah, that was clearly a strike. You can't execute a pitch any better than that. So I finally got my fastball down and away, and I finally got my freeze to end the at-bat. Unfortunately, it turns into a walk. So now I've wasted a couple extra pitches, and I walked the guy. This game's not off to a good start.
All right, focus on this guy, get ahead. All right, in the middle, ground ball.
So now I'm behind to the second hitter, 2-0, and I've given up a stolen base to the first hitter that I struck out that the umpire actually called ball 4. Now, the first two pitches of this at-bat, I've only missed by a couple inches, but my catcher's setting up kind of on the corners. And this is something that when I work with a catcher for a long time, we get good at setting up in the middle. If that target for those two pitches was in the middle, I would have hit the strike zone both times. I would have been 0-2 where this ball would have been put in play. But because we're setting up on the corners, I missed by a couple inches in the wrong direction, and I don't have a lot of margin for error. So that's something that we're going to have to get on the same page with as the game goes along.
Just set up middle. Middle. We don't need to go in or out. Just set up in the fucking middle.
And here I'm frustrated because I'm now 3-0 to the second hitter, and I'm looking at walking the first two hitters of the game, and that is always a recipe for disaster. Sometimes when you get into the game, people forget about what you talked about before the game, and they default back to their normal operating procedures. I do it myself with scouting reports. Catchers do it. Everyone does it because there's a certain flow of the game that you're used to, and so it's hard to get people to change that unless you've thrown to them a couple times and you've had multiple conversations about it. So 3-1, I get a strike call up and in, which is kind of rare. It's very hard to get strikes called up and in, but we do get that call. So it's 3-1. And you notice my velocity is actually pretty high right now for the first inning. Usually I'm like 92, 93, maybe 94 in the first inning. But these last couple of fastballs have been 96 and 97. So I'm feeling pretty good for this game, and the ball's coming out of my hand very easily. I wasn't really trying to throw super hard, but the ball was just jumping at 96, 97. So because I was throwing harder than I normally do in the first inning, and because of the game situation, this being the second hit of the game, I already walked the first guy, I can't afford to walk the second guy, I decided to just attack him with fastballs and hope that he hit this ball to someone.
We'll take the out.
Now I did get a little bit lucky on that 3-2 pitch because he chased out of the zone. Now it did go to my shortstop, I do get an out here, but that guy that I struck out to start the game that the umpire balled me on is now on third with one out, so...
Okay, we need a strikeout here.
So hitting third today is Francisco Peguero, former big leaguer. Now the first time I faced him, he did get a couple of hits off me on sliders away that he kind of has a flat swing and he was able to stay on them and bloop them in for hits. So I do have that in mind going into this at bat. So I started him off with the first pitch cutter and got a swing. It was a well executed pitch and I did get the chase out of the zone, so it's off to a good start.
Hey, wind up.
Now here I'm talking to the umpires and telling them I'm going in the windup, and you have to tell the umpires that you're in the windup with the man on third, otherwise they'll call you for a balk and that run will score. I'm not exactly sure why, but that's just a rule.
Okay, now we go slider.
So I throw a really good slider right where I wanted it. I get the weak ground ball back to the mound. Unfortunately, it was chopped up a little bit. So when I jumped to catch this ball, even though I was fully expecting the runner from third to try to go home, when I came down and landed, I was kind of on my heels and falling backwards towards second base. So I didn't have time to set my feet. So I tried to make the throw anyway. I ended up bouncing it, and I didn't give my catcher a long enough bounce. It's kind of a short hop, and he wasn't able to pick it. This is probably the wrong decision. Early in the game, you want to just allow that one run to score and take the out for a couple reasons. One, you limit a big inning, potentially a big inning. Number two, you limit the number of pitches that you have to throw. Because I didn't get an out here, now I have to get 2 more outs to get it out of this inning. And I'm going to have a long first inning, which is going to limit the amount of innings that I can go later in the game. So all in all, this is the wrong decision to go try to get the guy at the plate, and I didn't execute the throw or the play very well. So this is my first error of the game. This game is not off to a good start at all. So next up is Luke Voit, former home run champion with the Yankees, and the first time I faced him, I got him with a lot of cutters and sliders away, and he wasn't close to any of them. So I decided to throw him another cutter here because there's no reason to go away from it.
Nice swing, Luke, you out.
That was a very hittable cutter, but first pitch, if you throw a strike, the odds are in your favor that you're going to get an out, and we do get a 1 pitch out. Now that was big because it's going to help save me pitches for later in the game. I need to keep my pitch count down here and get some quick outs to get out of this disastrous first inning.
All right, Abe, we got you with curveballs and splits last time, and fastballs down away, but you got a hole up and in. Strike one.
So next up is Abe Almonte, my former teammate with Cleveland. Now, I did handle him pretty well the first time, but getting behind 1-0 is not what I needed to do here.
Get in the zone, Trevor. Okay.
So after the fastball away to get to 1-1, I decided to try to throw a cutter up and in. Now, Abe has a hot spot down and in, so if I miss in the zone here, it's a very dangerous pitch. He does have a lot of power, and he hits that pitch very well. So I'm trying to get this cutter up to the hands.
All right, get this cut on the hands. Ooh, I got us going back to that.
Now he didn't look very good on that 1-1 swing on the cutter, so I decided to go right back to it. But I need to make sure to get this pitch off the plate in. If I miss in the zone, there's a good chance he crushes this pitch.
Yes! I got that being a swing, man.
Upon further review, it was definitely not a swing. Good call by the umpire at third.
Yeah, change up. All right.
So after the 1-2 splitter in the dirt, you can see that I'm really annoyed with myself. My command is not good at all this game, and part of that is probably because I wasn't able to complete my normal routine coming into the game. I had a blister underneath the fingernail on my pointer finger, so in my bullpen this week I really wasn't able to throw any cutters, sliders, or curveballs. I also wasn't able to complete my normal throwing program. This little health concern, this tiny little blister under my fingernail, is wreaking havoc right now, causing me to throw a lot of extra pitches that I normally wouldn't have to throw, and this is not good.
Fastball down away.
Now 3-2, I originally thought fastball down and away freeze because I had just thrown a splitter that started at the bottom and went into the dirt and he didn't swing, so I figured I could start a fastball at the bottom and get it to stay in the zone and get a freeze. But my catcher called fastball up and in, so I decided to go with that because I know that Abe has a hole up and in. Now I did miss my spot a little bit and it was a ball, but I got the chase thankfully and I get out of this inning. Hopefully I can lock it in for the second because that was just a disaster.
Hey, that was a strike, 3-2, right? Like, what the f is he looking at? You can't throw more of a strike than that.
Hey, you good?
Yeah, I'm perfect. I'm fine. Fucking unbelievable, dude. What the f are we looking at?
Now the ball wasn't right down the middle, but it was a clear strike, so I was justified in my anger, although I did spray the ball around, so I can't be too mad because my command was not very good. Now here you'll notice that we have different uniforms on than usual. We got these pastel looking colors. I actually like the uniforms, but my hat was not fitting correctly. Even though it was the same size, it was a little bit smaller and it was putting a lot of pressure on my head, which was actually making me a little bit lightheaded or like disoriented. So I'm trying to stretch my hat out, and this is something I had to deal with the entire game. This is not something that's like a big deal, but it is a little bit annoying, especially when you have to go a full game with it and you're not comfortable in your uniform.
No sinker. Just all forcing.
Yeah. If you want to fastball, you want to throw sinker, okay.
Okay.
So Ornelas hit a home run in the first, and my team put up 3 runs, so I took them out in the second up 3-1.
Ah! Oh boy! Way to wake it up. Lugo. Cutters and sliders. Heaters up and in. We gotta throw strike 1. Thank you. Now cutter.
First up in the second was Dawel Lugo, former big leaguer. Now you notice where my catcher's setting up for the 0-0 pitch. He's right in the middle. I do miss the target a little bit, but I still catch the zone. This is because we had a chance to talk in between innings and get on the same page. I just reminded him, hey, set up in the middle, and we're off to a better start here.
Get in the zone.
Now the 0-1 pitch was a good pitch, cutter down and away, just missed by a couple inches and I didn't get the swing, which I was expecting to get. But the 1-1 pitch was nowhere close to where I was trying to throw it. And I need to get my command back because this is not a recipe for success.
Okay. I think we just throw that again. Doors.
Now, even though I got the strikeout right there, I was again nowhere close to executing the pitch that I was trying to execute. After the 2-1 swing on the fastball away, he didn't look good on it. I was trying to go back to that pitch, and I let it sail up and arm side. Now, I do get a lot of swings on this pitch when I miss there in this situation, but that's not where I was trying to throw it.
Sitting soft, my friend. I got fastball too.
Now, I think the reason he didn't look good on fastballs is because they were expecting a lot of breaking balls. It would make sense because the 0-1 cutter is a pitch that he should have swung at if he was looking for a fastball, because that pitch started off like a fastball in the middle that he could have hit, and he was already behind in the count. So that's kind of what tipped me off that they might be looking for off speed to keep going with the fastball.
Okay, we got to throw strike 1. Okay. So we're cruising at 95-96 tonight with no effort, so that's good. So we'll go dead zone cutter here. Just gotta stay through it, trust it.
Gotta stay through it and trust it. So what happened right there is I got a little scared mentally that if I missed in the zone, he might hit this pitch, and I kind of yanked the ball off in instead of just looking at my target and trying to execute a good pitch.
Little jam bloop. Get it in, get it in. I'll take this out.
Okay, deep breath. We got a Denny Echeverria at the plate, former big leaguer. We need to get this out. I do not need to let this run score. After the offense puts up 3 to give me the lead, I need to have a shutdown inning here.
He's going to be called safe. You were not expecting a slide step, so I got you. You're out by 10 miles, but hopefully we got the tag there.
And that stupid attempt of stealing third is going to help me a lot. 2 outs, nobody on. This inning just got a lot easier.
So now we're going to take a fucking lazy single. We're going to make an error to get him to second. We're going to throw him out by 15 feet at third and miss the tag. Maybe we'll get an inconclusive and he'll be out. That's what I deserve in this inning.
So as soon as I saw them review the play, I thought, oh, they must have conclusive evidence that we missed the tag and he was safe, so I was not happy about that. This review, however, ended up going for 5 minutes. 5 minutes for a review.
Dude, reviews cannot take this long. Reviews have got to be done shorter than this. It should not take this long. You can't have a review take fucking 5 minutes. If it's this hard to decide, he's out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just leave it right there. If you don't have an angle, just leave it how you just called it.
It's crazy. Like, let's fucking hurry it up. I mean, so we got a pitch clock to save 1 second or 2 seconds a pitch, and we're gonna take 10 minutes for a fucking review. It's inconclusive. He's out. There's no direct evidence that he's safe. He's out. That's it.
So finally, after a long review, we do get the out call at third, nobody on, 2 outs, and I'm ahead 0-1 on Echeverria. This turned the inning around completely, and I'm very happy about it.
Doors.
Now I'm lucky he chased that 1-1 pitch, otherwise I'd be quickly behind 2-1 again. Now that it's 1-2, I'm thinking just freeze fastball down and away because I'm thinking he's probably thinking slider. Now that I just say that, there's a lot of thinking he's thinking and stuff like that. I should just not do that. I should just throw the right pitch. Anyway.
Low outside. Yes!
But apparently what I was thinking about what he was thinking was spot on because you can see the confusion right there. He initially read this as a breaking ball and then it was a straight fastball and he tried to kind of swing at it and he was just completely caught in the middle. He was thinking something else than what he got and I get a sword and a strikeout to end the inning. Now if you want to generate more swords like this against hitters, you should check out trevorbauer.com and get your sword merch today. Also, while you're there, you have one more day to get the Send It t-shirt. This commemorates the best throw in baseball history when I launched the ball at 104 miles an hour from the mound in Kauffman Stadium over center field. Don't miss out. They will not be available again until next year. Go get yours today. Scan this QR code, click the link in the description, or go to trevorbauer.com.
They better not fucking call a pitch clock violation. We're gonna save 1 second on a pitch clock violation and take 10 fucking minutes on a review. What the fuck are we doing? Hey, now every game, you know?
So before the game, Ornelas was sitting in his locker, and I walked by and just kind of like smacked him on the head. And, hey, what's going on? Like, wake it up. We got a game to play. And his first at bat, he hit a homer. So I'm saying every game, I'm just going to smack you on the head. You hit a homer every game. So going out for the third inning, I'm facing Jacob Nottingham, former big leaguer. And what I remember about him from the big leagues is he really struggled on fastballs, but I really wasn't sure if he'd changed his approach or not because it's been a long time since I faced him.
First pitch out. We love that.
So I threw him a fastball right in the middle and he grounded out to short. So I'm getting a little bit of an initial read that, okay, maybe he still does struggle with fastballs. I'm going to log that in my brain for the next time I face him.
We'll just do it again. Strike. Right on it, dude.
So now we're back to the top of the order with the guy that I walked in the first inning. I got ahead with the fastball away and I threw a cutter that was off the plate for a ball, but I did get the swing. And if you look at the reason why, check out this tunnel between the fastball and the cutter. They look almost identical and then one of them breaks away. So this is why I love this outside tunnel to righties because the pitches are very hard to distinguish the difference between.
Cutter or slider.
Now, I originally thought cutter or slider here off of that sequence, but then my catcher called fastball up and in, and I remember that they're probably looking for sliders and off-speed stuff in 2 strikes, so I decided to change it, go with the fastball in to show that I'll throw a fastball in 2 strikes, and then if we don't get the out there, I can go back to the off-speed away.
Got the reaction we're looking for. Now it's the slider.
So the reaction I was looking for is for the hitter to kind of stand up and be surprised by the fastball. It did confirm that he was looking for the off-speed stuff, because generally when a hitter's leaning out over the plate and they get a fastball up and in, this lean looking for an off-speed stuff will result in an action kind of like that. Decided to go back to the slider though after throwing the fastball. Now this is probably the wrong decision. I could have used this high fastball to go with a curveball instead, but I just decided to go with the slider out of that tunnel with the fastball and the cutter away. And if you overlay the slider with those two pitches, it comes right out of the same tunnel again, and it's a really good pitch. Unfortunately, he's probably looking for it, and he put the ball in play with a little sword action. I wanted to give him the sword, but he didn't miss it, so I couldn't. Either way, we get the out, even though I missed on the strikeout.
Curveball's probably the right pitch there, but that's weird.
He said that. He's like, hey, just stay there. He might just.
He knows what I'm doing too.
Oh, here I decided to go with a quick pitch, but I did miss my spot by quite a lot. Not an ideal way to start this at bat.
Yep, get behind, that's what happens. Get it in so it's not a triple.
So 1-0, nobody on, 2 outs. I decided just to throw the fastball right in the middle and force the action, get myself back in the count. Unfortunately, I'm going from a fastball that was less hittable to a fastball that is more hittable, and that's usually a recipe for a hard contact, which is exactly what happened here.
Who we got? Figueroa? You'll go out with sliders, so we can go curveballs on you. First pitch cutter last time.
So remembering what Figueroa has done in his first at-bats against me in the first game and the first at-bat this game, I decided to go with the fastball inside. I haven't thrown him very many of those. Now, I did miss my spot a little bit, and I got a call, which is super rare. An 0-0 fastball inside off the plate. Very, very rare you get a strike call on that, but we are ahead 0-1 now, and I'll take it.
There we go.
So 0-1, I decided to go with a curveball because I've seen him track sliders pretty well. Now, he did get the barrel to this, but he hit it a little bit off the end of the bat. Fortunately, Robinson was playing up the middle and made this play. Otherwise, that would have been another run.
On Echeverria, you were right on curveball. No, you were right. Good call. I shook and threw slider, but we should have gone curveball. Okay, good call.
So after the third, Gutierrez and I talked again, kind of getting on the same page, and I wanted to let him know that even though I shook him off, like, he was actually right. He made the right call on the curveball to Echeverria, but I shook to the slider. I didn't want him to start thinking that, okay, in this count, in this type of situation, we're always going to go to the slider, because I need to rely on his experience just as much as he needs to rely on my experience. So I'm trying to say here, hey, look, I made the mistake. I shook you off when I shouldn't have. So he starts having some confidence in his reads, but also then that gives me opportunity later in the game to say, hey, instead of this pitch, this is why I shook you off and went to this pitch. So this is just catcher and pitcher trying to get on the same page. So first up in the fourth is Luke Voigt. Now, a little inside information is I know that he does not like my quick pitches or my slide step. So I decided to throw him a fastball first pitch and challenge him, give him his fastball that he could hit, but do it out of the slide step. See if that disrupted his timing some.
Oh, don't be an error. Thank you.
Now, I did give him a pitch to hit. This is a fastball down and leaking towards the inside. This is a pitch that he normally would crush. Later in this series, though, I actually ended up talking to him. He's like, man, I hate your stupid slide step. It always throws me off. He's got this kind of like leg kick thing that he does. He starts a little bit open on his toe. So some timing disruptions are more effective against hitters like that than other people. Anyway, if we're tracking the at-bats with Luke, that's 2 pitches, 2 outs. 1 on a cutter middle, 1 on a fastball middle.
Well, you got your pitch, Luke. I gave you your chance. First pitch hacking. Don't want to get to 2 strikes. That's a middle heater.
Now we got Ava Monte again. I need to get ahead in the count so I can try to finish him on a breaking ball down or a splitter. Remembering the first at bat, I did get him to chase on the cutter down and in, so I'm keeping that in the back of my mind for a middle count to see if he'll chase it again.
Got a good tunnel set up for a curveball though, so I need to get a strike here. Is that gonna stay in? That'd be nice if it did. Hey, 2 pitches, 2 outs. No, 3 pitches, 2 outs. That's beautiful.
Now that was a very hittable pitch, a very dangerous pitch. It was the exact same sequence as when I gave up the double last inning, going from a unhittable fastball to a more hittable fastball. This one's the same thing. Unhittable fastball up to a middle, very hittable fastball, and I got very fortunate that he just popped this up because this could have been damage.
We could use a K here, though. Lugo's the right guy to do it against. Now we can go cutter. Whoa.
So my thought on the 0-1 cutter was to throw it out of the same fastball tunnel away and break it off. I did miss my spot, but this pitch at the top of the zone is very difficult to hit. Hitters don't train often hitting breaking balls at the top of the zone. Also, the swing plane is kind of down to up, so it just doesn't match well with up breaking balls. I'm not intending to throw this pitch up there. I was trying to get it down and away, but when I miss at the top of the zone, it's actually pretty effective for me.
Do I go curveball or slider? You gotta go. Nowhere close.
On that 0-2 pitch, I was a little bit confused on what I should go with. I decided to go with the slider out of that four-seam tunnel away on the first pitch. I easily could have gone with the curveball out of the cutter at the top of the zone tunnel. I could also have gone with the fastball in, but this at-bat didn't really have any flow to it because the fastball down and away and the cutter at the top don't match with each other. There's no tunnel set up. There's no real speed difference. I also haven't gotten a real read on his timing because he took the fastball away and he swung at the cutter up. It was kind of an odd swing on the cutter up, so I didn't really get a good read on it.
Just right back to the four seam down away for a freeze. See ya.
Now, even though I did miss by a lot with that 0-2 slider, I finally got a read on the hitter. Watch his body language. He doesn't budge at all. He doesn't start, he doesn't lean out there, he doesn't start his swing and lay off. It's very clear that he was looking for something slow right here. And even though I missed by a lot, I did get that read. So I decided to go with the 1-2 fastball down and away, figuring he would just take it.
Window shopper. Just looking. Read you like a book.
Yeah, so 4K is all on fastball. I'm keeping this in mind as the game goes along because it's just confirming my read on the hitters and what their team approach is.
What was that, 7-pitch inning with a K? If I could have that inning every inning, that would be amazing. 4Ks all on fastball. I wonder if they came looking for the sliders.
So this is the first game of a 3-game series, and Ronnie was going to face this team later in the series. So here we're talking about how he should approach the different hitters, what I'm seeing. We have very similar stuff, so he likes to talk to me a little bit about what I see when I'm pitching ahead of him, and when he pitches ahead of me, I like to talk to him about, hey, what did he see? And I like to watch his stuff and how the hitters reacted to it. So this is a cool team dynamic. When you have righties with similar stuff or lefties with similar stuff, you can kind of get scouting reports, and it really helps the pitching staff.
Almonte can't cover it?
No. Almonte can only get down and in.
Okay.
He'll take down and away or roll it over, and anything top row, like, it doesn't even have to be top row, just upper half. Voigt just came.
What are you giving him?
He doesn't want to get the 2 strikes. So he swung early both times. He's gonna approach you differently.
Yeah.
He just wasn't.
I just want to know if I want to go fastball up and away or slider first pitch.
Get through. There we go. That's another run, baby. Very nice. Well, Nick got struck by lightning. That's your terrible dad joke of the night. If you get tossed, you got to get yours, you know?
So we put up 2 more runs in the bottom of the 4th, so I took them out in the 5th, up 5-1.
Little up.
So I got the call on the 0-0 cutter to get ahead 0-1, and I missed a little bit up with the curveball to get to 1-1. Now, I initially thought to throw a fastball away here and then finish off with a split or another curveball down in the dirt, but my catcher called up and in, and I decided to throw that pitch instead.
Foul ball. No, that's... Foul? That's foul.
Unfortunately, I didn't get it up enough, and he put this ball in play. I mean, this ball is clearly foul. I don't know, I'm not sure what the umpire's looking at here. The ball was completely in front of him. I don't know how you call this ball fair. This ball is clearly foul. Not a good start to this inning, taking a foul ball and turning it into a guy on second with nobody out. This pissed me off. Anyway, I had to reset and figure out how to get out of this inning without letting this run score, because I've already given up 1 run today, and if I give up another run, my ERA is going to start climbing, and it's going to be trouble for the Triple Crown. So I cannot let this guy score. So that 0-0 pitch is another example of that cutter at the top of the zone that doesn't get hit very often. It's not where I was trying to throw it. I did get lucky because it's a hittable pitch, but it also plays pretty well when I throw it up there. 0-1, I decided to take a shot with a fastball up and in because their team is looking for off speed. I missed quite a bit, and then I decided to go back to the cutter, again trying to get it down and away. I missed really poorly again, but it's up and in, and I get a foul ball. My command is not good this at bat, probably because I'm still a little bit mad about the foul ball.
Slider, 1-2.
Now that 1-2 slider is way too hittable for my liking, especially if this team is looking for off-speed stuff in 2 strikes. Now the swing was a little bit awkward, and I think I got lucky here because I've thrown him 1 fastball up and in and 2 cutters that started up and in and kind of ended up at the top of the zone and inside. So if you look at his swing, he kind of like opens up, and I think he saw this ball as something that was inside, and it was going to be one of those same pitches. And when the ball broke more away from him than he thought, but this is an awkward swing, and I think the pitches that I threw before this in the at-bat actually helped protect this slider, even though I've missed my location on every single pitch this at-bat. This is just pure luck.
Yes, check.
So I decided to go back to the slider, just make sure I get it down and off the plate, and I missed by a lot more than I was hoping to. If this ball is like kind of close to the zone, he definitely swings. I thought he swung live, but the umpire made another good call. That's not a swing, and now we're 2-2, but I do have a fastball down in the way tunnel, perfectly set up, and I did sort him earlier on the fastball away, so I thought about going right back to that. I did get my freeze, but unfortunately I missed by a couple inches and didn't get the strike call. So now we're 3-2, and I need to finish this at bat. I do not want to walk him and have 2 guys on with nobody out, and this inning is going to start to spiral. Unfortunately, that's exactly what I did, and now we're in trouble. Big trouble.
Okay, if you're bunting, we get an out. Okay, you got slider for double play here.
Now we got the 9-hole hitter nodding him up. Now he did ground out on a first pitch fastball in the middle of first at bat, and I remember that he struggles with fastballs, so I decided to throw a fastball again and see where he's at.
Late on trigger on that.
And even though he didn't swing, I did read that he was late triggering for that pitch. He kind of went like this, but he was late doing it, so I know that he's looking either for off-speed stuff or his timing's just off.
We'll take that. Beautiful.
So this is an example of going the right direction with a fastball. I started off with a fastball in the middle, then I threw one that was less hittable. It was more towards the edges of the zone, and I get a pop-up, and this was massive. Now I'm 1 pitch away from being out of this inning. So this is starting my 3rd time through the order. This is Romero's 3rd at bat. He's seen some cutters and some fastballs, so I decided to start him off with a slider. So after I missed with the slider, I decided to throw a fastball for 2 reasons. 1, I need to get back in the count, and I know I can throw that fastball for a strike. And 2, he hasn't seen fastballs in yet, so I decided to go in and see if I could get a jam shot. Maybe a little broken back ground ball in the infield for double play, or I just get back in the count.
Get in, 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 get in.
And we get the pop-up. So after starting off the inning in the worst possible way, we've gone 4 pitches and gotten 2 outs, and now I have a realistic chance of getting out of this without allowing this run. Oh, I missed with yet another slider. My command of that pitch is nowhere tonight. It's just terrible. Now I go back to the fastball to try to get back in the count, and I miss with that too, so we're 2-0. Not how I want to start it off, because we have Peguero on deck, and he's hit me pretty well, or at least put the ball in play. He's a tough guy to strike out.
We got on deck, Peguero. I want to get this guy. Just got to challenge fastball down the way.
So that 2-0 fastball actually set up the rest of the at-bat. It gave me a perfect tunnel away. Now I can throw a cutter off of that, and then I have a lot of options in a 2-2 count.
Now we can go back to the slider, or we can doors you. Slider on the plate down. Let's go.
So the reason I thought slider on the plate is because I threw a fastball away, then I threw a cutter that started there and ended up as a strike, and now if I throw a slider that starts there and ends up down and away off of that, there's a good chance that he's going to chase this. But my catcher called a fastball, and I second-guessed myself. Although it wasn't really a true second guess, I was saying either a fastball or a slider. He called a fastball, so I figured, hey, he saw something that I didn't see. We'll go with that pitch.
Foul.
Now, I got lucky there. I was trying to get the fastball down and away. It leaked back down and in, but it was 98. So I think the velo just beat him a little bit, although not by much. This ball was very close to being a hit and probably scoring 2 runs.
Glad you got that call right. This is perfectly set up for a split, but...
So the reason I thought that was perfectly set up for a split is because I've thrown him a fastball away and a fastball down and in, so anything that starts kind of in between those pitches and goes down below the zone, he's probably going to have to swing at. I didn't really trust my split in this situation though, so I decided to go back to the slider.
How?
He hit that ball in the cap of the bat and barely made contact with it. No idea how. But after seeing that, I decided to go right back to that slider because I got him swinging on that ball out away, and I didn't think there's a chance he was going to take the next one.
What is that, like a throwing knife? I didn't know what to call it. I was like, he took a full swing because the bat's in the dugout, but like, what is that? I don't know. You're right though, missed opportunity.
And we're out of that inning. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the birth of Expelliarmus.
Okay, Pagero, grounder up the middle on slider and curveball.
So I went out for the 6th inning at 73 pitches. I've already had 2 bad innings, the 1st and the 5th. So I figured at this point, I'm just going to roll and things are going to get easier from here.
Okay, get the slider in the zone, god damn it. Ground ball on a slider. Lots of ground balls on off-speed stuff. All right, Luke. We're gonna slider you? No, we're gonna slider.
So after 2 pitch out with Pagero, we got Luke Voigt up again. Now he swung at the first pitch twice, so I figured he'd be swinging at the first pitch again. I decided to go with the slider since he hasn't seen it today, and he didn't look good on it the first time I faced him. And to my surprise, he didn't swing at the first pitch slider, so I decided to go right back to it.
Okay, you got a big leg hang, so quick pitch a lighter.
So there's the quick pitch slider, and he was nowhere close to it. And I knew that I could go back to the slider and strike him out, but where's the fun in that?
We'll have some fun with you, Luke. We'll give you your fastball.
So I told him fastball was coming, and to be fair, I was trying to throw that fastball right down the middle. I just missed my location a little bit. My bad, Luke.
Now we're back to the slider. Wind farmer.
Wind farmer, when a hitter is just generating nice cool breezes nonstop by swinging and missing at all the pitches. That made me happy. So after 6 pitches and 2 outs, we have Abe Almonte up at the plate again, and I've missed high with a fastball on the first pitch twice already. Let's see if I can get it right the 3rd time. 0 for 3 on the night.
Beautiful inning. How many pitches am I at? Oh, 80? I got another one. Lovely.
So 1-0, I decided to go back to that cutter down and in. Now, I did miss in the zone a little bit here, and he was very close to hitting this ball out. Fortunately for me, he popped it up, and we get a nice quick 8-pitch inning.
Hey, Ponce, we got any bets tonight that I should know about?
So the reason I'm asking Ponce if he has any bets tonight is because the first time I faced these guys, he had a little secret bet that I didn't know about that I had to try to resolve in the 8th inning. If you haven't seen that video, you should check it out right here after this video.
Want to make sure, we don't have a repeat of last time.
I didn't want to do anything because I was unsure about how we're doing. Should have bet over on those sliders thrown today, if anything.
Yeah, you would have taken the over or the under?
I would have taken the under.
And I actually have energy pitching tonight for the first time in a month.
Yeah,
So,
you look a little more awake out there.
Yeah. Maybe I'm getting my 2nd win. No, I think that's from the disease because one of the side effects of cholera is severe dehydration.
So going out for the 7th, the first hitter is Dawal Lugo, and I started him off with the first pitch slider.
Oh, first pitch swinging? That's odd.
And I was trying to throw this ball in the zone, of course, because it's an 0-0 count. I got lucky that he chased out of the zone, but I'll take it.
Oh, he wanted to again. We'll just go right back to that because you're in swing mode. Go for a strike though. Middle.
Now, I did miss my location by a lot on that 1-1 pitch, and I don't know how I got that strike call. That definitely wasn't a strike, but you know what? I'm not going to complain because he did ball me on that 3-2 pitch in the first inning, and I'm still remembering that. It cost me a run.
Ha! Window shopper. Can I help you? Nope, just looking.
Now this is a great example of how I can switch my approach to counteract when teams switch their approach against me. That's 3 sliders to start the at-bat, finishing with a fastball. Now their approach coming into this game was he's going to throw fastballs early and he's going to finish with sliders. So I recognized that, I changed my approach, and this is the second time that I've got him just staring at a fastball away.
Down? Down the middle.
Yeah, that was a strike. Should be 0-1 right now, but deep breath. And now you're going to give me a pitch clock warning for being like a second over the time clock when you took 5.5 minutes to review a play earlier. This is what I'm talking about. Like, this should not be a thing with reviews.
Oh boy.
So 6 pitches, 1 strikeout, and 2 outs. This inning is going super smooth. If I can get the third hitter pretty quickly, I might get to go out for the 8th.
Doors, I guess.
Now you notice that that pitch was 92, and I was throwing 96, 97 earlier in the game. Now there's 2 reasons for this. One, when I was drinking fluid in between innings, I kept getting more and more and more bloated, so I couldn't really rotate. I was really struggling with that. I have made some adjustments since then on how I handle my hydration in between innings that have really helped, but this game was really weird. I'd never really felt like that before, and I figured that was probably due to the cholera. The second issue was because I've been cruising, and I'm throwing balls in the zone, and they're not hitting it, and I just down-regulated. I still have the velocity if I needed it, but I didn't really need it. So I was just throwing strikes, I was throwing a lot of off-speed stuff, and I was cruising along. So if I need it in the future, I'll ramp the velo back up, but I was kind of down-regulating and not trying to throw too hard here.
All right, I'll take another inning. I'll go 8. F it.
You said he needs the ball.
It was a strike.
Next inning like this.
That works. I might walk a couple guys, but I'll probably get through it.
You have a better chance of walking less guys than me. Still going, right?
Yeah. They're like 87. They don't want to get to 2 strikes.
I hyped you.
Huh?
I say we're going complete game.
I'm going to miss out a little bit because of the first inning. I'm at 87. I mean, if I have a quick, like 7-pitch inning, he might send me for the 9th.
So we put up 2 more runs in the bottom of the 7th, and I took them out for the 8th, up 8-1. Now, I never should have gone out for the 8th. With all the injury stuff that I had plantar fasciitis on my left foot, I had a problem with my right foot, I had the blister on my fingernail, I'm pitching with cholera, and we're up 8-1, so I should have just been done for the day, but I argued to go back out for the 8th because I wanted to keep going, and I was rolling along. In retrospect, wrong decision.
So they should be taking a pitch.
I figured they'd be taking a pitch because it was kind of a long inning, and they're behind by a lot.
Yep, should be taking a pitch, and you got a big leg kick.
Now, reading the big leg kick, I decided to go with fastballs because I didn't think he'd be able to get to the fastball with that big leg kick.
Okay, you got a huge leg kick.
So on the 0-0 pitch, I read that he had a big leg kick. On the 0-1 pitch, I read that he had a huge leg kick. So I decided to go with another fastball out of a quick pitch, figuring I'd be able to surprise him. He wouldn't be able to get through his whole swing before the fastball got there.
Oh my God.
Unfortunately for me, it was only 91, and it was out over the plate where he could get to it, and I gave up a hit. Not the way I wanted to start the 8th.
Okay, 8-1, you're not stealing. Really would like to not give up that hit right there, but good cutter here. There we go. Slider.
So now we're back to the top of the order for the 4th time with Romero. First pitch cutter for a strike. I figured I'd throw a slider off the plate, off that same tunnel, and see if I get a swing.
Ooh, good take. Fastball down away.
1-1, I thought fastball down away. My catcher called fastball up and in. I was like, all right, that's fine. I like that pitch. Unfortunately, I missed my spot a little bit to go 2-1.
Sword.
I was confused on that swing. 2-1, I figured he'd be taking a full hack, especially on a pitch that looked like a fastball right down the middle. And maybe he read fastball initially and then tried to hold up because it was a cutter and got lucky it was foul. I don't know. I was a little bit confused on that one. I didn't really know what to do next.
Fastball down away. 2 ball. Unbelievable.
So I tried to go with the fastball down and away to get the freeze, and I missed my spot by a lot. I don't know how exactly he got on top of this ball up and in, but as far as fastballs go, it wasn't very hard, so he got the bat to it. Now, this could easily have been a double play had it gone a couple degrees more towards my shortstop, but it didn't, and now I'm in trouble. 2 on, nobody out to start the 8th.
Cheating heater. Go back to that.
So with 2 guys on, I figured he'd come out being aggressive, so I decided to throw a first pitch slider. And he was way out in front of it.
We're going right back to that. Need this strikeout.
And he took another bad swing on the 0-1 slider, so there's no reason to go away from it.
Avoid.
Now, reading that take, it was clear that he was looking for a slider. He didn't really budge at that, even though it was close enough that it would normally get a budge or a swing. So I went right back to the slider. I just made sure to throw this one in the zone where it forced him to swing, and I got another bad swing on it. So even though he's kind of looking for it, he's not reacting well to it. So in order to try to finish this at bat, I decided to throw a different shape of breaking ball. I thought I'd throw a curveball that looked like the slider that was going to go this way, but instead it went down into the dirt. Unfortunately, I didn't get it in the dirt and he put it in play. I almost caught this ball. My glove was in the perfect position to catch it behind my back. It just hit straight off my butt and deflected. So now we're in a serious, serious mess. And all of these runs here are earned at this point if I let them score, which is going to be terrible for my ERA and my chances of winning the Triple Crown. So I got to figure something out here in the middle of the order to try to get out of this and not give up a run.
You gotta be f***ing kidding me. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Mother f***. Low. Low. No, low. This is my shit. Let me get out of it. I'm good.
All right. He squared up your breaking ball the last 2 times.
I got you.
All right. Let's go.
I got it.
Play right here. Let's
Yep.
go. Come on.
Here we go. We're going first pitch fastball down away.
Okay, so we got Peguero. He's hit a curveball back at me, past me, that Cano fielded for an out. He's hit a slider that he chopped and I made an error on, so we're going to attack him with fastballs. Successful first pitch down and away, perfect pitch, 0-1. So yeah, remember when I said I had my velocity if I needed it? Those first 2 pitches were 97. He did not look good on that fastball at all. He was nowhere close to it as an excuse me swing, so I'm going right back to it. Unfortunately, I just missed by way too much. That's completely useless. I can't even throw a curveball off of that tunnel for a strike at the top of the zone, so just a waste pitch. Not what I needed, but at least I didn't give up a hit on that one. We're 1-2, we still have options. Tried to get the fastball down and away there. It was up above the zone, and he took another excuse me swing at it. Still clearly very late on it, and still clearly looking for off speed, so I'm sticking with the fastball. I finally got the fastball where I needed it. He hit another weak chopper back to the mound, and I made my second error of the game. This is inexcusable. This is a routine play. Just catch the ball and hand it to the first baseman, and we have an out. And I just took my eye off the ball. It hit right in my glove, and I dropped it. Oh, this inning is spiraling, and it is just not good at all. Okay, so frustration aside, we got Luke Voigt up, bases loaded, nobody out. I know I can strike him out, and I'm going to start him off with a slider because that's the pitch that he can't hit against me. First pitch slider, he comes out hacking, which I assumed he would be, and I get a sword, 0-1. Let's go right back to it. So I throw a little bit better pitch, a little bit further off the zone, and I get the same exact swing. We get a sword, we're 0-2. Got to go right back to it. So I threw another slider even further from the zone and didn't get a budge. Now, I'm fine on this though because I didn't want to have this anywhere close to the zone and take a chance that he put it in play. I'm hunting for my strikeout right now. I have 0-2 and 1-2 count to try to get it. But coming off of that slider, I decided to try to get a fastball down and away, figuring he'd be in take mode, and I think I could freeze him here. I didn't get the freeze that I was expecting. He actually got a swing off, which I was surprised by, but I did get the pop-up. Now, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, my first baseman dropped this ball. If he catches this ball, a run definitely scores, because he's running full speed away from the play. He's going to catch it over his head. The runner from third is going to score. So this would be 2 runs in, first and second, 1 out. If he drops this ball, I still have a chance of striking the guy out, and then I could get a double play and get out of this with only 1 run. So there's some positive here and some negative.
Got you swinging out there now. 2. So that means unearned. That's an out and that's 2 outs. Give me that ball.
So I went right back to the slider. Unfortunately for me, I elevated this pitch a little bit where you could get the barrel to it. He didn't hit it well. He hit it right to my shortstop for a double play, which is great, but I didn't get my strikeout. And now we have guy on third, 2 outs, 2 runs in. Now the way this breaks down, because we had bases loaded, nobody out, and I made an error, 1 run scored and it was still bases loaded, nobody out. However, that would have been 1 out, man on second and third. Next, I got the double play ball that ended up producing 2 outs. So that would have been 3 outs. Now, this is kind of a weird little tricky situation because if I would have made the play at first base, there wouldn't have been a guy on first. So the ground ball to short actually would have scored an earned run because it only would have been 1 out. But because I didn't make the play, I made the error instead. That ball to short got me 2 outs, and that makes the rest of these runs this inning unearned, which is good for my ERA. And because we had an 8-1 lead coming into this inning, it's okay for the team too, because I'm not in danger of giving up the lead and losing the win. So the error actually helped me in a certain way. I hate saying that, but it actually saved me a couple earned runs. Anyway, I'm still not out of this inning. We have Abe Almonte, my former teammate, at the plate, and I need to finish this off, get him out, and get out of this inning. So for the 4th time today, I missed with the first pitch fastball above the zone. Like you'd think at some point I would just make the adjustment, but no. And this has been a long inning at this point, so I think I'm running out of gas a little bit here. My fastball is still hard, but my command is not good here. We're 2-0, and now I'm in danger of giving up a hit and letting this 4th run score. So fastball away that he fouls off to get to 2-1, but let's log that in our minds because that's going to come back to play later in this at-bat. Ah! 2-1, fastball down and away, a little bit off the plate, but I get the call to get to 2-2. So that's 2 fastballs away that he's seen in this at-bat. 2-2, I threw another fastball down and away, and he fouled this one off. So that's 3 fastballs away that he's seen in this at-bat. So we're still at a 2-2 count, and I'm remembering the first at-bat against him, where I got him to take an ugly swing at a cutter down and in. So I decided to take a shot on that and see if I could get this strikeout. I threw the cutter exactly where I wanted to, but I didn't get the swing, so now we're 3-2. I need to have a strike here. If I walk him, I'm definitely coming out of this game. So the right pitch here is probably throwing a fastball inside because he hasn't seen any there this at bat. But I decided to go back to the fastball away because I knew I could throw it for a strike. And in the game, I wasn't keeping track of how many fastballs away I'd thrown him. So even though I executed this pitch how I wanted to, he gets the barrel to it and he gets a hit, and I give up the 4th run.
Thank you, Lo.
Now, it's not very often that I get into a jam and I cannot get out of the inning, but this is one of those rare occasions, and that's super frustrating. So my final line on the day, 7.2 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts, 7 hits, 2 errors, 4 runs allowed, only 2 earned though. So my ERA did go up, but not that much. This was definitely my worst inning of the year. Took a great outing and turned it into a bad one because I was too prideful and didn't stop pitching when I should have.
Thank you for leaving me in. I appreciate it.
I knew your guys out there, if you give them up, I'm fine. Somebody else give them up, I'm fucked.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Fortunately for me and the team, my bullpen came in, got out of that inning, and we finished off the win 8-4.
Beautiful. Very nice. What about me?
I'll job that.
If you enjoyed this breakdown, check out this video right here because I think you'll really enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next one.